What is sleep but a momentary death, an apparent cessation of existence as we know it? Or is it something deeper, a veil drawn back to reveal a reality that wakefulness in its dense obscurity denies us? Allow me to guide you along the hidden paths of through the sealed portals of dream, to realms where time and space dissolve in an ethereal dance. For what we will unveil today is not just another theory, but the resonant voice of Thoth, the divine scribe, whispering to us secrets that humanity, in its imposed amnesia, has forgotten. Prepare for your perception of the esoteric universe to be irrevocably transformed, for the chains of illusion to be broken, and for the true potential of your soul to be revealed in a spiral of spiritual enlightenment. We have been conditioned from the cradle to consider the sleep as mere rest, an empty pause between the tasks of the day. But what if I told you that each night your eye consciousness embarks on an epic journey, a displacement through dimensions that coexist with our own, but which our physical senses cannot perceive? What we call sleep is, in essence, an act of transcendence, a temporary release from the material anchor to explore the vast oceans of the astral plane. Here, at the vibration and as a frequency are not abstract concepts, but the master keys that determine which ethereal realms our essence travels to, which entities we encounter, and what archaic truths are revealed to us. It is in this space where our true intention manifests with unusual power, shaping the reality of our experiences beyond the veil. Imagine that each dream is not a meaningless fantasy, but a genuine astral memory, an experience lived in a state of greater lucidity, although conscious memory becomes distorted upon returning to physical density. Here, on this threshold between worlds, non-linear time becomes our currency, allowing us to glimpse the past, present, and future simultaneously. Have you not ever experienced precognition? That fleeting glimpse of a future event that manifests in dreams and then materializes in waking life. The so-called nightmares, far from being mere night terrors, are messengers from our subconscious. Distorted echoes of deep wounds, ancestral fears that cry out to be confronted and healed. They are the crucible where internal alchemy must operate, transforming the lead of our shadows into the gold of wisdom. Thoth teaches us that the moment of transition, the hypnagogic state, that sweet abandonment just before we fully immerse ourselves, is the primordial interface, the personal portal for programming our subconscious. It is here that we can sow intentions, purify our minds, and prepare for purposeful astral travel. Resonance plays a crucial role. Our emotions, the quality of our vibration, act like a cosmic magnet, drawing us to specific astral planes and sometimes to encounters with other consciousnesses that share our frequency. Society has atrophied this innate capacity, taught us to ignore and devalue this vast inner universe, thus keeping us in a state of spiritual amnesia, easier to control, more blind to our own power. But the time for awakening has come. It is time to reclaim our legacy, to remember that the dream tuti is not an escape, but a spiritual training ground, the true stage where our greatest evolution occurs. If you feel the call of this ancient truth, if this revelation resonates deep within you, then manifest your intention to the cosmos. It is a personal decree, an affirmation of your commitment to the search for truth. I ask you to leave a like on this video, to subscribe to this channel to join our community of knowledge seekers, and to write in the comments, "I am looking for the truth." May this act of an intention be the first step in your internal alchemy, the seal of your pact with true to sown awakening. The path has been illuminated. What you do with this light, only your consciousness will decide. The veil that modern society has woven over sleep is one of the greatest illusions imposed on human consciousness. We have been taught that sleep is a state of passivity, a necessary interruption for the body, a period of unconsciousness. But I reveal to you today an ancient and profoundly liberating truth. Sleep is not the end of consciousness, but its limitless expansion. It's a passage, a vibrant portal to other realms of existence, an active and deliberate journey of our essential being. When our physical body rests, our consciousness, freed from its earthly anchors, ventures into the vast and multidimensional astral plane. We are not unconscious. We are, in fact, more awake and free than we are in our daily waking life, exploring facets of reality that the mind conditioned by the material plane cannot even conceive. This journey is fundamental to our evolution, a spiritual training ground that allows us to transcend the limitations of the ego and linear perception. Every night, without knowing it, we are explorers of inner and outer universes, navigators of cosmic currents that the soul knows well. It's time to dissipate this fog and recognize the greatness of what happens while we sleep. How could we deny this truth when the clues have been etched into humanity's collective psyche since time immemorial? From the shamans of ancient times who crossed the threshold of dream, to heal and prophesy, to the civilizations that interpreted dreams as divine messages and maps of the afterlife. The recurrence of certain symbols, of shared archetypes, in the dream experiences of disparate cultures is no coincidence. It is the manifestation of our inherent astral memory, a universal archive to which our subconscious has privileged access. The hypnagogic state, that sweet threshold between wakefulness and sleep, is not a mere lull, but a conscious bridge, a launching pad where the veils between worlds thin. Here, the frequency of our internal vibration aligns with that of the astral plane, allowing us to glimpse the landscapes that await us, often with a clarity that surpasses waking sensory perception. Recognizing these clues is the first step toward uncovering the truth that has been veiled for centuries, a truth that resonates in every cell of our being. The records of this profound wisdom have not been lost. They are scattered, encrypted in the forbidden texts and myths of lost civilizations. Consider the teachings of Thoth, the architect of wisdom in ancient Egypt, whose emerald tablets not only detailed alchemical transmutation, but also revealed the secrets of consciousness travel across dimensions. Himself a master of dream and the astral plane, he taught how to manipulate intention, to navigate these realms with purpose, beyond mere drift. Or the Greek oracles, who induced altered states to receive visions and precognition through dream incubations in sacred temples, where sleep was a means to plumb the future and the hidden causes of the present. These were not mere superstitions. These were practices based on a profound understanding of the non-linear time that operates in the astral plane, where the past, present, and future converge in an eternal now. History is a constant whisper of these truths, an echo that invites us to remember that our potential is not limited to material wakefulness, but expands infinitely within the canvas of our dreamlike existence. And here lies the most uncomfortable, yet most liberating truth, the true turning point that will shake the foundations of your perception. Many of the experiences we consider real in our waking life are nothing more than diffuse echoes, distorted reflections of the profound realities that our consciousness explores without restriction in the astral plane every night. What we call ordinary reality is in many respects the true dream, from which we desperately try to wake up. Good nightmares, for example, are not mere nocturnal fears generated by the subconscious. They are often astral warnings, projections of unbalanced vibrations, or encounters with low frequency entities seeking to anchor themselves in our energy or influence our auric field. To understand this is to begin a deep internal alchemy, a radical questioning of everything we thought we knew about the nature of existence. If sleep is a conscious journey, how active is our waking life? Isn't the waking world keeping us in a collective trance, a fabricated illusion to hide our true power and the vastness of our true identity? This is true. Awakening, not just in sleep, but in the full understanding of our multidimensional existence. The knowledge I offer you is rare, but access to it is our birthright. It is the wisdom that the power dream is the most potent training ground. The laboratory where we can experiment with intention, purify our vibration, and raise our frequency to states of pure cosmic resonance. Attuning ourselves to spheres of greater light and knowledge. It is the place where we can practice precognition, resolve karmic knots, heal ancestral traumas, and consciously communicate with spirit guides or our own higher essence. Each night, we have the opportunity to expand our consciousness, strengthen our astral body, and bring back into waking life fragments of wisdom that, if integrated, will radically transform our existence. But if the dream is indeed such a powerful portal, and our consciousness is free to roam unbound by physical constraints, what defenses do we have against the unknown that dwells beyond the veil? And how do we discern truth from illusion in those ethereal realms, when the veils become so thin that the line between reality and mirage dissolves completely? The adventure is just beginning. True mastery of the astral plane requires more than just navigation. It demands discernment, protection, and an unbreakable will. Now, let me reveal one of the most inconvenient and painful truths, the atrophy of our inner perception. Regarding dreams is not an accident of modern evolution, but a direct consequence of social conditioning programmed from our earliest childhood. We are taught to ignore the rich tapestry of the dream realms, to devalue them as mere meaningless fantasies, products of heavy digestion or an overloaded mind. We are taught that the real world is the waking world, the tangible, the measurable, and that everything that manifests in the third astral plane is secondary, a mere echo without substance. This subtle but relentless programming fragments our consciousness, amputating a vital part of our multidimensional essence and denying us access to an inexhaustible source of ancestral wisdom. It is a domestication of our spirit, a veil imposed over our inner eyes so that we do not see the true magnitude of our power. This investigative dynamic forces us to look beyond the surface. Why does a society which seeks knowledge and innovation so categorically dismiss one of the most universal and enigmatic human experiences? If we look at ancient cultures, from the Australian Aborigines with their dream time to the Amazonian shamans who journey through their visions, the sun dream which was revered as a sacred portal, a source of prophecy, healing, and guidance. Contrast this with contemporary attitudes. A child who narrates a vivid dream is often silenced, or their accounts are reduced to imagination. Thus, the seeds of doubt are sown, the intent to remember is devalued, and the ability to discern profound messages is atrophied, condemning us to a self-imposed blindness. We are deprived of innate precognition and the ability to interpret the symbols that the subconscious sends us. Messages vital to our evolution. A deeper contextualization reveals that this suppression is nothing new. Ancient civilizations, such as the Egyptians, whose veneration of dreams is undeniable, with figures like Thoth, considered the scribe of the gods and custodian of dream knowledge, had temples dedicated to dream incubation, where healing and oracles were sought. Their hieroglyphics and myths are replete with references to astral travel and divine messages received in the dream-o state. However, with the advent of certain religious and scientific paradigms that sought to centralize power and desacralize the individual, the autonomy of the dream experience was seen as a threat. Forgotten texts mention how knowledge of astral memory and non-linear time was considered dangerous to the status quo, capable of awakening a consciousness that would question the foundations of established authority. Nightmares are not just manifestations of internal fears, but sometimes warnings from the universe, dismissed by conditioning. This reflection leads us to a profound transformation if we dare to question. How many times have we felt that a dream contained an inescapable truth, only to discard it upon awakening because of the programming that tells us it's unimportant? How many solutions to problems, how many personal revelations, how many warnings have we ignored because we have been taught to close that channel? Inner alchemy begins when we begin to honor that part of ourselves that expresses itself in the darkness of the night. When we record our dreams, analyze them, and look for patterns, we are reaffirming the validity of our inner world and raising our Gisi vibration and Gishite frequency. Tai. We are recovering our sovereignty, refusing to continue in the collective dream suit of ignorance. This is the key to dissolving the walls erected by conditioning and reconnecting with our authentic essence. This knowledge, rare on the surface, is accessible because it resides within your very being. The inconvenient truth, and here is the turning point, is not that society ignores dreams out of ignorance, but that it devalues them because it knows the intrinsic power they possess. The ability to access the astral plane, to exercise an intention in that realm, to experience precognition, and to navigate non-linear time is a threat to control. This is why we are taught to despise the dehypnagogic state, to fear nightmares nulls without understanding their language, to disconnect from the cosmic resonance that deep sleep can offer. This is a strategy to keep us captive in a limited awareness, to prevent our full awakening. But if darkness has been the tool to hide the light, how can we then use the shadows themselves to illuminate the path to true mastery of our multidimensional selves and dismantle this imposed programming? The key lies in the journey that is just beginning. The veil over your dreams is not ignorance, but suppression. What you call night dreaming is largely an extension of your consciousness, detached from its physical anchor, exploring the astral plane. There, your vibration and frequency dictate the spheres visited. Ancient tablets of Thoth describe this innate ability to transit dimensions. It is a primordial memory encoded within you, waiting to be activated by pure intention. They are real journeys, echoes of experiences in realms that coexist, invisible, alongside your tangible reality. Ancient civilizations didn't believe in the astral plane. They navigated it. Priests, shamans, and mystics trained to remember and use these excursions. For them, astral memory was vital. Non-linear time in these spheres allowed them to access precognition, to see potential futures. Oracles and prophecies were not divination, but rather a consciousness trained to operate in expanded dimensions where yesterday and tomorrow dissolve into an eternal now. Fragments of a universal truth that modernity buried beneath. Superstition. Here's a disturbing truth, a turning point that will dismantle your reality. What if your worst nightmares aren't internal fears, but literal encounters with low vibrational entities from the astral plane who feed on your terror? Or are they vivid precognitions of future events that your subconscious processes before manifesting in your linear time? Disconnecting from the hypnagogic state and forced forgetting are barriers to keep you vulnerable, preventing you from identifying predators or altering unwanted futures. This disregard for the dreamlike is a weapon against the awakening of your capacity to exercise intention on all planes. To reclaim your power, learn to navigate the astral plane. First, cultivate intention before sleeping, asking to remember. Second, observe the hypnagogic state, that threshold where the vibration of your consciousness begins to resonate with the astral plane. Prolong this phase, allowing the frequency of your being to adapt, allowing you to transcend the body with lucidity. Here, resonance with other dimensions is amplified, and the memory of your travels does not dissipate. It is internal alchemy, transmuting the passivity of sleep into the conscious activity of travel. But what if astral memory is fully recovered? What responsibilities does constant precognition and mastery of nonlinear time entail? The astral plane is a vast dimensional ocean with its laws, inhabitants, and challenges. How do you discern between echoes of the collective subconscious and the revelations of Thoth? How do you protect your consciousness from interference? The key lies in internal resonance and purity of intention, which we will reveal below. Alchemical moment. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel your heartbeat. Now, with a clear intention, ask your subconscious, what part of me already knows how to navigate the astral plane? Trust the first image, sensation, or word that arises. Listen with your soul, for we now reveal one of the deepest pillars of your existence, the true cartography of your multidimensional being. Vibration as your astral destiny is not a poetic metaphor, but the mathematical key to your placement in the astral plane. Every emotion you feel, every thought you harbor is not merely an internal reaction, but an emitted frequency, a signal that resonates with specific layers of that vast dimension. Fear, anger, and envy operate at dense, low frequencies, drawing you toward regions of the astral where such energies predominate. Love, gratitude, and compassion, on the other hand, raise your vibration, opening doors to unimaginable spheres of light, knowledge, and expansion. Your consciousness does not travel blindly. It is a compass calibrated by your intention and your predominant vibrational state. The ancient teachings of Thoth, captured in Egyptian and Hermetic mysticism, were not mere allegories when speaking of heavens and hells. They referred to these astral planes of existence, accessible according to the individual's internal frequency. Think of the astral plane as a cosmic ocean with different depths and currents. Recurring nightmares, for example, are not always random projections of the subconscious, but in many cases, the result of an involuntary resonance with layers of low vibration, where dense thought forms and lesser astral entities manifest more easily. On the contrary, states of dreamlike ecstasy, full lucidity, and encounters with guides or teachers indicate that your intention and frequency have been elevated enough to tune into the higher realms. Sleep thus becomes a mirror and a selector of your true vibrational home. And here comes the turning point, the revelation that can alter your understanding of reality. The truth is that many of you, even in your waking life, already reside in low-frequency astral layers, attracting experiences that reflect your dominant subconscious intention. Your daily dream is not only your earthly one, but the astral layer that your consciousness has chosen through resonance. Dominant emotions not only color your perception, but also energetically anchor you. Those trapped in cycles of misery or conflict are not victims of fate, but vibrational anchors on low-frequency planes. Awakening is not just remembering your nightly journeys, but raising your conscious vibration to transmute your daily reality, transforming the internal alchemy of your being. Understand that this knowledge is not exclusive to conscious astral travelers. It is a universal truth that governs the interaction of your consciousness with all dimensions. To ascend in the astral plane, and consequently in your life experience, you must cultivate the intention to constantly raise your frequency. Meditate on gratitude, practice unconditional love, and forgive sincerely. Use the hypnagogic state not only as a gateway, but also as a calibration station. Before the body surrenders to sleep, affirm your intention to resonate with spheres of high vibration. This not only enhances astral memory, but also enables you to practice precognition and understand non-linear time. as the higher realms offer a broader perspective. But what happens when the frequency of fear is so deep that it anchors itself in the densest realms, creating cycles of nightmares from which it seems impossible to awaken? And how can resonance with these dark planes be a tool if we understand their origin and do not fear them? Pure intention and a high vibration can transmute even the deepest darkness, but it requires iron consciousness and absolute mastery of the subconscious. The next time you close your eyes, feel not only your body, but the frequency emanating from your center. Is it uplifting you or binding you? We have reached a threshold of consciousness where the veil between wakefulness and sleep dissipates, revealing that conscious preparation for this transition is not an esoteric rite, but a fundamental discipline for astral navigation and the forging of reality. Your intention, dear seekers, is not merely a desire, but an energetic vector, an ethereal compass that calibrates the frequency of your being before you immerse yourself in the currents of the astral plane. Imagine each thought, each residual emotion of the day as particles that adhere to or purify your aura. The mental purification prior to sleep is the act of washing these particles, of aligning your vibration with the higher realms you yearn to explore, ensuring that your awakening in other dimensions is lucid and your astral memory immaculate. This knowledge is not new. It resonates in the echoes of forgotten temples and guarded papyri. The priests of Thoth in ancient Chem, masters of the alchemy of the mind, practiced rigorous purifications before their incubation dreams. They immersed themselves in sacred baths, recited frequency-specific mantras, and contemplated arcane symbols to attune their subconscious to planes of higher wisdom. They understood that the mind, freed from the haze of daily experience and emotional distortions, becomes a pristine mirror, capable of reflecting truths of nonlinear time and granting visions of precognition, thus guiding not only their astral travel, but also the fate of empires. The true investigative dynamic lies in questioning your own beliefs about the dream. Do you consider it a simple blackout of consciousness, a mandatory pause for the body? This materialistic view limits you. What if I told you that your subconscious, far from being a chaotic well of repressed fears and desires, is a meticulously organized library, a vast network of cosmic information waiting to be accessed? Here's the turning point. The reason many experience recurring nightmares or blockages in their astral memory is not because the subconscious is intrinsically dark, but because your intention is diffuse or, worse still, tinged with fear and a lack of purification, which distorts it and makes it appear chaotic. The darkness you perceive is not intrinsic to the plane, but a resonance of your own preparation. Therefore, conscious intention before sleep becomes the master key to that library. By infusing your last waking thought with a clear and pure purpose, be it healing, seeking knowledge, guidance through a dilemma, or simply conscious exploration, you are programming your subconscious and calibrating your frequency to interact with higher vibrational spheres. This practice not only elevates the quality of your astral travel, but also boosts internal alchemy, promoting a deeper awakening in your daily life. It is a rare but accessible knowledge. The resonance of your purified intention allows you to transcend the limitations of linear time, opening portals to precognition and a broader understanding of existence. Mastering this art of conscious preparation grants you immense power to shape your experiences. It is not just a journey. It is an ongoing conversation with the subtle realms, an opportunity to merge your individual consciousness with the universal consciousness. If a single purified intention can catalyze such personal transformations and guide you through the infinite libraries of the astral plane, what capacity for manifestation would a network of collective intentions possess, harmonized and directed with a unified purpose beyond the veils of the dream? Is this not the true way the threads of destiny are woven and the paths of reality are redefined? My disciples, if you have understood the depth of individual preparation for the astral plane, it's time to reveal an even more subtle level of mastery, the dance of consciousnesses united in the dream. It is no mere coincidence that your dream paths intertwine. It is, in essence, a manifestation of vibrational resonance, an ability to encounter other souls in the ethereal realms. This teaching, guarded by the ancients, speaks of the purified intention that not only projects you, but aligns you with those who share a frequency and purpose, allowing for transcendent encounters. Forbidden texts and shamans of old described how entire tribes would journey together to the dream times, seeking healing or ancestral guidance. These were not metaphors, but testimonies of a forgotten science of consciousness. The key lies in deliberate attunement, in calibrating your personal frequency with that of another, like tuning forks harmonizing. The narratives of Thoth hint at such astral conclaves. But what if I told you that you can not only encounter, but co-create entire realities with other consciousnesses on the astral plane, forging destinies that materialize upon awakening? This is the turning point. This revelation, my dear seekers, resonates in the founding myths, which tell of how celestial entities gathered on ethereal planes to design the cosmos, weaving its laws through a collective dream of immense intention. Lost civilizations possessed temples dedicated to dream incubation, where groups embarked on shared journeys, not only to receive visions, but to influence their community. Here the astral memory of all merged, creating a living library, a non-linear time where past and future could be shaped by a harmonious vibration. This possibility of dream co-creation compels us to a profound reflection on ethics and responsibility. What happens when a collective intention is diverted, or when shared nightmares contaminate the astral framework? It is a mirror that reflects the interconnectedness of all consciousnesses, dissolving the illusion of separation. True internal alchemy, then, not only purifies your subconscious, but also prepares you to be a channel of positive resonance in these collective encounters. By questioning your old beliefs, you open yourself to a new understanding of your influence on existence. The knowledge of shared dreams is a rare treasure, a key to the next level of awakening, accessible to those whose frequency and vibration align with the purity of intention. The door to these astral conclaves often opens in the delicate hypnagogic state, that threshold where resonance is most potent. There, precognition can emerge not only from individual visions, but from the confluence of collective perspectives, forming a more complete map of nonlinear time. It is not the end, but the threshold to an even greater network of consciousnesses. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the vibration of your own consciousness. Now expand that intention. Can you feel the resonance of others, or the possibility of it, in the vast sea of the astral plane? We have navigated together through the ethereal realms of the astral plane, understanding that each dream is a window, and each intention a brush on the cosmic canvas. True enlightenment lies in recognizing that your individual consciousness is a vital node in a web of frequency and vibration that transcends non-linear time, offering an expanded vision of precognition. This awakening is not only personal, it is a call to collective resonance, an echo of Thoth's wisdom, encoded in astral memory, to dissolve nightmares and forge a reality of pure intention in your subconscious. Mastery of the hypnagogic state is but the beginning of this capacity, and now, having lifted these veils, I ask you, what new horizons will open when all of humanity awakens to the unified frequency of its shared intention, transforming the astral plane into a canvas of conscious miracles? This knowledge is a gift, a key to your deepest awakening. Share this video. May your act be a cosmic service to awaken others to this higher consciousness. Subscribe and activate notifications. Join our sisterhood as permanent guardians of this flowing wisdom. But the journey doesn't end here. A new corridor reveals itself, and the next portal awaits you. Do not delay, for the flow of knowledge is incessant, and every moment is an opportunity to expand your frequency and reach a deeper awakening. The universe awaits your next step. Be aware, be present.